What is going on, everyone? Welcome back here, Red 13, and today we just got done talking about football. We are now talking about basketball again, and it's something that even I'm guilty of is forgetting. As we talk about so much with LeBron James and Michael Jordan, and there's other greats, Larry Bird, one of the best, people always push him, Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant. We know everything he did. 5 titles, one of the greatest of all time, one of the greatest of his era. But something that even I overlook at times is his 81 game point performance. And I remember just catching the end of it. I saw the fourth quarter. I didn't see the first half. I didn't even see the third. Once it started to take off how good he was doing, then it's kind of like a no-hitter. You join it in the 7th or 8th inning. And to get to that point, to what he did, I had to break down some of the stats. We got some stats on what he did. We're going to relive it and just give him all due respect and all the glory and praise on this game. Because 81 points, when you stop and think about it, I mean, that's like, guys can't even do that on a video game, right? And to think that 100 points by Wilt that we have no proof of. I mean, Wilt did it. It's in the stat sheet. We know, but there's no visual proof that, I mean, they didn't, but they could have made the game up for all we know. It would have been great to see how did Wilt score 100? So to have a guy actually do it in a modern era and at a day and age where people could see it anywhere around the world with their mobile devices, that is pretty sick. So I'm going to do my best to try to cover stats and cover quotes. Let's hit it up. And to start out, the first thing I wanted to point out was on that NBA season up to that point, 99 times teams have been held under 81 points. So you're looking at an era where it's not, you know, teams aren't averaging 99 points a game. 99 times in that season, this was in January. So you had what, November, December, and then part of January, 99 times. And 4 of them were the Lakers. They didn't even score 81 points. So for Kobe to go out and do that, that just shows what a stinking game that was, even for that era. Like, you can't say, oh, this is nowadays where it seems like more scoring is up. So let's hit it up. Kobe Bryant, on that game, on January 22nd, 2006, he played 42 minutes, not even a whole game. We've seen guys play entire games. He did not play the whole game. 28 for 46. So he shot 60%. I can't think of I mean, obviously, no. I mean, I didn't look at Will's stats. I can post it right here. What were Will's stats? What was his shooting percent? How many shots did he take to get that? But for Kobe to shoot 28 of 46 for 60%, it was actually, I want to say 60.8. So it was almost 61%. Phenomenon. And one of the quotes, we'll get to it, was Chris Bosh. He said he started doing things. This is Chris Bosh, who actually says people kind of forget he was on that team because it was very early in his career. So he kind of flies under the radar. Everyone remembers Jalen Rose, who rightfully so was covering him, but it was a handful of guys. But Jalen Rose had the defensive assignment of trying to stop Kobe. And Chris Bosh, people forget he was there. Bosh wouldn't have been covering him anyways. But in that game, Chris Bosh said he was doing things that we have never seen before. He was pulling up for deep threes. Like, he's saying, we see Steph Curry do that now, but Steph hadn't been doing this. Steph wasn't even, he wasn't even around the league. He wasn't in the league yet. And he was doing things like that where you're just like, come on, this is a joke. And it got to the point, Bosh was saying, where it was like, this can't be real. And he was just like, this can't be real. How do you stop this? And as we get to it and you go, he's 20 for 46. On 3-pointers, he was 7 for 13. So over 50% on threes. It was just from what, in an interview I saw Bosh and Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp said it was just the perfect storm. You had a Raptors team that defensively was not great. And you had Kobe Bryant, who was just hitting everything. Like everything he wanted, he could do it. And Kobe openly admitted later on, he said it did feel different. It felt like the hoop was bigger. Like, he felt like he was shooting into a bigger trash can. Like, it was so much easier for him. And he just got in one of those zones. But man, I don't think anyone has ever been in a zone this big in the NBA history. 3-pointer over 50%. Now, he did have 6 rebounds. And believe it or not, he did pass. He had 2 assists. So he did not shoot. Remember, like I said, we'll get to his teammates too in the game to see how did they do. And was it wise? Of course it was, for Kobe to shoot so much. But in the game, he did have 2 assists. Now, on the game, coming into this game, the Lakers were 22-19. So a couple games over 500. You know, no superstar, no juggernaut. We already mentioned 4 times at this point they had not even scored 81. You get to the Raptors, 14-27. Not a great start. But they're in double-digit wins. They're not, 3-20, something like that, but 14-27. They had already met earlier in Toronto, and the Lakers beat them, so they ended up sweeping them on the season. Now, in the game, the Lakers shot 47% as a team. So that shows Kobe, who shot over 60, carried them up. He carried his team's bad performance in this game. Now, I'm not going to say anything negative in this. We all can look up Kobe's stats. We all know times where he has had unsuccess. But this is not the time for it, and this was not the night. He carried them, and this was the reason. He took his bad shooting team and elevated them when he's shooting over 60%. The Raptors, though, they were 47% as well. It's not like they were shooting bad. So both teams shot equal. Now, free throws. Kobe did get a lot of free throws, but he was fouled. Was it a huge, giant margin? The Lakers had 33 free throws to the Raptors 27. So only a 6-point difference in free throws. This isn't the Lakers Kings, back with C-Web and Shaq and Kobe, where it was like, oh my gosh, the Lakers had 50 free throws and the Kings had 22. Something with some giant margin. It was totally, this was on the legit offense. This is a key in the game too. And we'll cover who really helped out. But in the game, rebounds total were favored the Lakers. The offensive rebounds, this is one of the big reasons. The offensive rebounds, 18 for the Lakers. Okay, that's a lot. 18 for the Lakers. 4 for the Raptors. Man, Chris Bosh, you better step up and get some defensive or offensive rebounds. Because at one point, the Raptors were winning this game by 18, and you better grab some offensive rebounds. So in it, the Raptors had 5 guys. Let's break down their roster real quick. 5 guys in double digits. Mike Jones, he led the team with 26 points. That's outstanding. 26 points, and he had 10 assists. So a double-double for, I want to say he was the only guy in the game who had a double-double. Man, I apologize. It is hot in here. I can't have the fan on or it messes up the audio. I'm sweating like a pig in this. This is what I do for my channel. Stick with the uniform. Stick with it for the viewers. So, it's hot, dude. So, in it, like I said, double-double, 26 points, 10 assists. Chris Bosh, he had 18 points and 8 boards. So, good game. And as you're looking at that and you're like, man, they're up by 18. He's like, how do we stop this? How are we going to stop this? So, and asked if he looked up. Oh, at the end of the game, this is from the interview with Shannon Sharp. He says, at the end of the game, when you're coming off and you look up at the scoreboard and he goes, and you see 81, were you like, man, this can't, like he said, it can't be real. And Bosh is like, I didn't even have to look at the scoreboard. When he nailed his last 2 free throws, I knew what he had, and I just walked off. And it's one of those historical moments. Jalen Rose. Now, Jalen Rose had to cover him. He doesn't like to talk about it that often, but they did get something from him. He had to cover Kobe. There were other guys, but Jalen said that at one point during the game, he was like, and he was saying this even on the court, like, we got to double team him. We got to double team him. We got to triple team him. Let's triple team him. And he said Kobe said nothing. I mean, that is Black Mamba mentality. He didn't say, bam, oh, can't see me. He didn't do anything stupid. He just went, scored, and might have had a grin, might have been Kobe being Kobe, but he took off. He did not trash talk. Jalen Rose, he did not trash talk to him. He was not saying crap. He was not saying it's all about me. He wasn't doing any of that. He was just scoring and scoring. And I think Kobe was just thinking, I'm in a zone. It looks big. Just keep doing it. Wisely. Why would you want to say anything? Anybody. Why would you want to talk crap? Why would you want to do something to get them aggravated and maybe even physically hurt you or throw you off your game? If you're in that kind of zone, man, that's just like me playing a video game. Don't distract me. Don't talk to me. Don't bug me. And that's what it was. He was just, I'm nailing it. Nothing can stop me. And everything felt bigger and slower. And Kobe was just dominating. So let's get to the Lakers. The Lakers had 3 guys in double digits. We talked about the Raptors had 5. 3 in double digits. And one of them was Smush Parker. Remember Smush? Smush Parker. He had 13 points. Now, what was killing them? Remember we talked about how does a guy score 81 points and shoot nearly 61%, and your team shoot 47? Well, it was because Kwame Brown and Lamar Odom combined 2 for 12, like 1 for 7 and 1 for 5. They were bad. Now, the wise thing is, we talked about in previous videos when the Bulls went for 72 wins, how in all their 10 losses, like 8 of them, Scottie Pippen, when he was bad, he was really bad, and he would keep shooting. And it was almost like he's trying to shoot out of the funk. And we would say, Give it to MJ. Give it to Steve Kerr. Give it to Longley. Give it to the guys hot. They were wise. Odom was 1 for 7. And he was like, he could see it on Kobe's face. He said, Lamar Odom said, when we were losing, they're like, what did Kobe say? He said nothing. He was angry. You could see it on his face. And he goes, and when he says nothing, you knew he was serious. And give him the ball. You know, Odom had 10 rebounds. Remember, we talked about those offensive rebounds. He had 10 boards and I want to say, 7 assists. And Kwame Brown, 10 rebounds. So if you're not helping on offense, pull a Dennis Rodman. Do your job. I can't help here. I can help here. Pull those boards and get it to the guy who's hot. And this is the perfect storm, as Shannon Sharp said, from everything. From even his teammates buying in. His teammates saying, why would I shoot it when he's making it? Why would I shoot it when he can drain any shot? It literally NBA jams. He is on fire. He's on fire. And you just kept kicking him the ball. And Odom, and respect to Odom and Kwame Brown. 20 rebounds combined, and Odom had the 7 assists. Keep getting it to him. They were both having bad nights. Odom, and then the blah, 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 blah. Let's get back to us. We talked about the largest lead for the Raptors was being 18 points. And yet, Kobe, do you know how many points he had in the first half? Even which other people had. This is not like, oh my gosh. He had 26 points in the first half. That's a good first half, even though you're trailing. Right, you're going down. You're down by double digits, and Kobe's going, "Hey man, I'm having a good game, 26," and he's probably thinking my teammates ain't playing so hot on offense. You know, Smush Parker is our second leading scorer, and you're like, I might have to kick it into a second gear. And did he ever? He kicked it into fourth gear, and his teammates allowed him. That's what I love. That's what I love. Even when the Lakers would struggle if Kobe, like we talked about in other games, you win by Kobe, you die by Kobe, and that's just how you take it. And he got 5 championships. So a lot of guys will be more than happy to take the bad nights with the good nights when you're riding with him. Now, I know Shaq was with 3, but it doesn't matter. He was still, take him off those. They probably, take Kobe off the Lakers, they probably win 1 title with Shaq and you know, Robert Horry and all that chemistry they had. They probably win 1 title. They were that good. But you needed Kobe to get 5, which they did. So, when they were, Kobe went on to score 55 points in the second half. That's when he said everything felt bigger. And the rim was bigger. He could do no wrong. 55 points. And as it got to that point, you're hearing it. That's when the buzz is going around. Social media, friends. Hey, dude, are you watching the Lakers? Text. Hey, you seen the Lakers? Dude, you see what Kobe's doing? And you get on the game, and now you're like, they came all the way back. They went on, when they were losing, they were trailing 71-53. The Lakers went on to outscore the Raptors 38-14 to take the lead. Not for us again. That's just by the end of the third. 38-14. Dang, what a dominant quarter. What a dominant quarter to go 38-14, and now you take the lead. And at that point, when Kobe's playing that good, like he did in the playoffs, showing his heart, it's over. And Kobe made sure he had that mentality. He shot. I mean, who's going to get in his way on his team? They're all going to kick him the ball. And the overall performance, like I said, when you go look up on that stat line, heck, I'll show it right here. I'll have it right here. But as you look at it, it's almost comical to see like 13 points, 7 points, 1 point, 3 points, 82, 82 points. And man, what a memorable performance. Is there anything else in here? Oh, this is Kobe. Here's what Kobe said right now. Let's hear from the man himself, the legend, the guy who did it. Kobe said, "Not even in my dreams. Not even in my dreams. It's tough to explain. It's just one of those things." So that's it. He's like, not even in my dreams. And who does? I mean, of course, you could say, oh, I'm going to score 100 on a video game. But any person who's played a sport, to go in there and think, hey, I played hockey. I think I'm going to have a shutout. I've had a shutout. But what if you told me I had a shutout the entire season? I would never think that. And for Kobe to think 81 points in a game, 80 points in a game, man, it's wild. It's wild. It still sounds weird saying it. And when you see it, when you see the box score, it is even freakier that he dropped that much points. So, Kobe Bryant, man, rest in peace. What a player. What a joy to watch. And being out here in Southern California, always getting to experience his highs and his lows, and then his highs again. So proud of him, so happy for him, and everything he accomplished, even when he left the game. I mean, look what Academy Award? Who does that? What what a human being. And you could see it. You could see it in everything he did in life. And this game is a perfect example of when it goes right, there is no one better. No one can play like this every night. But when he was on, no one was better. Could you match him? Yeah, you could say Jordan. You could say Larry Bird. You could pull up some of the greats, but no one was better. And Kobe Bryant can, to this day, he can be wherever he is saying, hey, no one has topped 81. And I don't know if we ever will see that, because you got to take consideration too, they were losing, right? We've had guys in games where maybe they're having, hey, I got 45 points at the half or something insane, but you're up by 19. And then by the third, you're up by 22. A lot of times they're not going to leave you in, because then the record's a tad hollow. Now, Kobe stayed in later when they did have a lead, but you're not going to not let him keep shooting when he's playing this great. And he needed those points, those 55, to come back and win that game. So that's why it's going to be tough to ever break again. Honestly, I hope no one ever does, at least in my lifetime. I hope I never see anyone ever score over 81 points again. I love the fact that that is something Kobe will always have. The modern day era, the only game ever captured on live video, and he's got the highest scoring performance. So let me know what you think. Did you see it? What was your reaction? Did you happen to watch the whole game live? I didn't. Like I said, I only watched it from the late third. So is it the greatest performance you've ever seen? Have you seen better? At least NBA, I mean, in any league, any standard. I mean, that's crazy. 81 points is like scoring 9 goals in a hockey game or something. Or, you know, we've seen people go 4 for 4 for home runs. How about 6 for 6 with 6 home runs? Never seen that. That's what it's like. I mean, it's just like not in my wildest dreams, to quote Kobe. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Stay tuned for more things. We're getting close to August, so it's about to be fantasy football. When you see a fantasy football video, don't worry. I will still always talk sports. Sports and fantasy, that's what we're about. Give a like, give a subscribe, and look for more stuff, guys. Talk to you later. Peace.